Oh, sir.
Oh yeah.
Own it. Yeah, yeah. Hey, hey. What up? What up? MiSuNDERStoOd day 43, September 12th. I am Terrence Taylor. This is Terrence Talk Too Much International. Pow, 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 pow. Speaking and coaching, 9 a.m. 9 a.m. Action snap. Action snappia. Yeah. I have to be quick today. One, I have a vacation retreat planned that I'm leaving for in 3 hours. The other is this hard drive timer up here is counting down a bit quicker than I might have thought. And I have 51 minutes of recording and 155 gigabytes of storage remaining on this hard drive. So we are here. We are ready to get rolling. That's my stomach. And welcome. Hi, what up, y'all? Whatever day, whatever time, however you feeling, whatever's going on. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're feeling great. I hope you are bouncy and bubbly and joyous, or shitty and miserable and doing something about it. Wherever you are at, welcome. Welcome today. What do I have? I have one topic for you today. This one even took way too much thought to get out of my brain and onto this notepad, but it is here. We will be revisiting E-Myth Revisited. My stomach will grumble and continue to revisit us throughout this broadcast. And welcome it. Welcome y'all. We're going to talk about this E-Myth book. Thank you, Michael E. Gerber, once again for joining the show. But before I tell you anything about what Michael or I think about myths and businesses and life, we have some housekeeping to get to. First on the housekeeping list for today, that's a sinister, joyous chuckle. I call the gentleman by the name of, should I say his whole name? Chris. He's a personal server. What is it called? Personal service deliverer. If you have court documents that need to be served, then you call Chris and he gonna serve them up. And damn it, did Chris do some serving. I got on the phone yesterday, about 10 o'clock or so. Went through a bunch of options to find somebody to do this job. Found him, called him. He said, great. He said he could meet after 6. I was supposed to be downtown. I said I'd drop him off. I couldn't drop him off. I came back home. He sent me a text. Hey, cool, great. He came over. I gave him the paperwork. I gave this man this paperwork at 6:22 p.m. And I had asked him on the phone, like, all right, so I'm going to give this to you, yada, yada. How you have it served by the end of the week? Oh, yeah, no worries. No problem at all. That indeed was the truth. He got the paperwork, 6:22, was off my driveway by 6:31, and I had a text at 8:09. Served. Great. Easily the best $115 I have ever spent in my entire life. So somebody sitting at home with a spoiled Monday, and I wish them peace and love throughout the rest of this week as they now contemplate their next move. I'm here for it. I'm glad my part is done. What else do I have? Oh, I got an email last night for the new merch order. Note to everybody, before you get invoices for things that cost money, review them just to make sure there are no accidental incidentals. I had a few items that I was not supposed to be paying for that I was, in fact, on the bill to pay for. A hoodie, another print. Be sure to organize your order, whether you got a spreadsheet, whether you got it in a notebook, wherever it is, double check it, triple check it. The last thing you want to do is receive an invoice for $1,234.86 and it in fact be incorrect. So I might save 50 or 60 bucks. I'll take it because it's 50 or 60 bucks that I don't have to spend. And yeah, that I paid that today. Should be sent in here in a few weeks. That'll be the last batch of the merch. And at that point, I will know what I want to do. 2 rounds, get everything. The other patches that I ordered, those are en route. So any one-off random things I want to make, I can do that. But the items that I really want, the ones that I want to sell down to a T, I will have all of those products here. The other labels will come. We'll configure the final piece, add on the additional elements to what makes this more than just a hoodie or a shirt or a sweater, and bring that whole sale, service, item, product, packaging, configuration. We'll bring that all together. So the final bit should be here in a few weeks. And I'm fucking tired of talking about this merch, man. I just want it to be done. Just want it to be done, and I want to know what I have to sell. It's probably a tee, a long sleeve, zip up, crew neck, and a hoodie. And from there, do it pre-order style for the first round. See what people are digging, what people want, who likes this. Figure out those numbers, deliver on those items, review, and then figure out what to move forward with. I think a crew neck is great. Y'all might not give a fuck about a crew neck. I didn't think that a zip up would be essential. Y'all might want to buy all the zip ups. So at this point, it's getting one different article correct, putting that out, and then seeing what y'all think, how y'all feel, and where the money's being spent. And that's the other thing too. I could make a survey that says, oh, would you buy this or would you buy this? But that's people's thoughts on what they would buy. That's not someone actually taking their money and spending it on the thing. And I think a pre-order is going to be more efficient and more informative than a general survey of items that people don't actually have to commit to buying. So we'll see how the pre-order goes. That's the plan. Damn it, I just want it to be done. And it's almost done. Ooh, I had to also email my financial institution, the one who I have received my business line of credit from. When we originally did the deal, I was approved for a certain amount, but they only gave me part of the certain amount. And at first I was like, that's fucking lame. Give me all of it. If that's what I'm supposed to get, give it to me. And they said, well, we've approved you for this. We're going to give you this. And if for whatever reason things change and you need more, come back. And to be able to get you the rest will be no problem. I see now in this moment why they did that. And so now I got to go back, get the last little bit. And what's really unfortunate is I might have to go and get another line of credit because I'm gonna need to be able to get through to the end of the year. And I don't think what I have now will get me through to the end of the year. If I were to be able to sell 2 to 3 speaking services by the end of the year, that would probably supplement anything I needed to get me through. But right now I can't bank on that. And I would prefer to get some financing secured, have it there and available if I need it. And then if I don't, cool. But if I do, it's there and we can go about navigating that come November, December time anyway. So that's where my mind is at with that. Gave them an email. I should hear back from them sometime this week and move forward with I'm getting the last bit of that financing in the bank, ready for spending. Last but not least, speaking of financial literacy and bank accounts, I opened, as I told you yesterday, went down to another bank, which I will say, I've adventured a few different banks, Scotiabank, RBC, TD, Credit Union. I've used a bunch of them. And lucky for me, I don't have the most vast financial knowledge, but I've done enough, I don't want to say entry level things, that I have a rough understanding of kind of how the bank accounts and credit cards and this and that work. So I was happy to go through that process with a new bank, figure out what they have to offer that's different than another bank, which is also pretty important too. Whatever you think you're getting from this bank at the personal side doesn't necessarily mean you should go with that bank for the business side, because they might not actually have the most to offer you and your business. That's what I originally did. I have a bank account that I've had with a bank since I was in university. Because I have experience there, I went back and got all my business stuff through there. But then I had another experience of going somewhere else and doing it. So you start to learn who has what to offer, where you want to work, who you want to work with, where you get the most from in terms of service, in terms of products, in terms of experience, whatever that is. I'm glad that I've been able to navigate through a few different banking institutions in order to figure out what makes sense, or at the very least, hear the same story from this bank and that bank and see what's actually the same and consistent and exists across the board, but what's different and what they have that they don't have, and they might charge you for this and they don't. So getting in there, learning, understanding. I've never had a joint bank account before, and this joint bank account is primarily for basic life things, life essentials. It's I'm navigating through a new life experience with someone and trying to figure out the best way to go about doing that right. And top of mind in that is finances and spending, and us both becoming more financially literate. So I'm learning, I'm figuring it out. I've never done this before. I'm glad I'm doing it. It's new, it's a challenge, there's some fear, but it's fine. And at the end of the day, everybody's finding a way to benefit and learn and grow and increase our ability to be financially literate, make smarter decisions. Just be better. Just be better people, be more efficient. So I'm happy about that. And I learned a little bit more about credit cards and having two people on a credit card and it impacting both people's credit, or having a joint credit card, or having an authorized user on your credit card, and what means what and how you can. So yeah, it's learning. It's a lot of learning, and I'm not mad at it. And it's all leading to a more positive end result, which takes me right to our topic for today. I'm back on E-Myth. I'm back on the E-Myth. And I'm back on the E-Myth in one very specific section to start, and then working my way through what is to come after step one. If y'all haven't checked this book out, do it. It's very much a small business book, but at the end of the day, you cannot start a business and not have a strong understanding of you and what you want and who you are and how you best operate and what your goals are and what you want out of life. You can't. Our work and our ability to make money, in most people's cases, is at the center of our life existence. We got to eat. We got to live. It costs money to eat and live. We got to work, period. Whether you're in a job working 9 to 5, or you have a business, or you're an investor, or you're whatever, money oftentimes is at the center of our life. But even deeper at the center of our lives is who we are. and understanding who we are and what we need to get out of life so that the work we do is the most impactful, that our time is spent in the most efficient ways, that we're getting the most out of every single day. And I went to, where are we at in this? The middle of the book, right dead center. Was it 130? Here we go. Business development process, and followed by that is what I am very excited to talk to you about today, which is your primary aim. If you have E-Myth, this is on page 136, your primary aim. And essentially what the primary aim is figuring out who you are, what you want, what you're doing, and how do you identify what that is before you even begin thinking about your business. Because oftentimes we do the shit backwards, bro. I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to have that, but don't actually think about the day-to-day life in which it looks like. What is the day-to-day experience for you to have this thing? And this book was good because it helped me. It helped me clear some of the clutter. I always go back to Succession. 3 siblings fighting over who's going to be the successor of dad's company. And getting to the end and realizing that the youngest brother didn't even want it, but felt he had to fight, felt he was compelled to be in this battle of going for this thing. But Roman at the end of it was like, he had a little smirk on his face when he realized he didn't get it. He ain't want it. And that's where the thinking comes from. We say we want things, we think we want things, until we realize the work that comes with getting the thing, and then the work that is required to maintain keeping the thing. Right? It's not just getting there. The dream of getting to the NBA. Nah, bruh. It's not just getting there. It's getting there and staying there. How many dudes get drafted, can say they were on a team and never fucking played an NBA game in their life? Or were 15th man and got to have the NBA experience, but ain't really get to fully experience being an NBA player. So it's important to understand where you're going, what you want, and what you have to do in order to get there and maintain and grow from that position. So the beauty of this is it's a whole bunch of questions. Whole bunch of questions to ask yourself. And what I did myself and my my joint bank account holder, we went through this chapter and we got a Word document and started writing down all the questions that it asks. How would you know what first? Okay, so here, bring it back. Do you see why your primary aim is so important to the success of your business? Now, with no clear picture of how you wish your life to be, how on earth can you begin to live it? Duh. So here's the questions. How would you know what first step to take? How would you measure your progress? How would you know where you are? How would you know how far you'd gone? How would you know how much further you had yet to go? Right? So this is step one. This is identifying where you want to go. What is the thing and the incremental steps you got to do to get there. This is why tracking and writing shit down is so important, because I can say, I want to do this, I want to do that. But if I don't know, I want to grow my sales 10%, but I don't know how many sales I've already accumulated or what the total of that is. All this shit is just numbers and ideas and things that sound good, feel good, but there's no way of tracking it. There's no way of confirming any of the shit that we saying. So what are the metrics? How do you measure your success? What does that look like? How do you know what you want to do? How do you know how to get there? All of these questions, write them shits down, bro. How would you know what first step to take? How would you measure your progress? How would you know where you were? How would you know how far you'd gone? How would you know how much further you had yet to go? Without your primary aim, you wouldn't, right? So you need to understand your goal, and then you need to understand how to measure the success of your goal. Only then will you know if you're successfully achieving your goal, right? So that's some of the questions in thinking about understanding how to reach it, how to reach your primary aim, how to reach your goal. So boom, before you start your business, before you return to it tomorrow, ask yourself the following questions. And these are some of the questions that got jotted down to think. And these are the questions that I will be answering. We will both be answering. You folks will be answering as you go through the process of figuring out what you're trying to do, where you're trying to go. What do I wish my life to look like? I'm saying I want to do X, Y, and Z. I'm gonna put my head down for 2 years, work this and that, and then come out of that and then say, hey, here's this. All right, well, at the end of, hey, here's this, what does that look like? What are the days what is the day-to-day life of the next 2 years? What is me putting my head down and working and killing? What does that look like on a day-to-day basis? How do I wish my life to be on a day-to-day basis? Second question, right? Understanding, all right, if I wake up at this time, that means I'm going to do this by this time. I'm going to stop working at this time. I'm going to have free time at this time. I'm going to do this and get a piece of paper. You could very easily do a Monday to Thursday / Friday. What does the work week look like? And then, all right, cool. What is the Friday, Saturday, Sunday? What is your weekend vibration? What does that schedule look like? Break it down in 2 different components and figure out what your life looks like. What would you like to be able to say, I truly know in my life, about my life? What would I like to be able to say that I truly know in my life, about my life? It's an interesting question. What knowledge do you want to confidently be able to say, How would I like to be with other people in my life? My family, my friends, my business associates, my customers, my employees, my community. What is the perception of us? How do we exist? What do people say about us? What does that look like? Write the quotes. Such and such is, such and such made me feel. Write it down. What does that look like? How would I like people to think about me? We will all sit around and say, oh, I don't care what people think. Yeah, we do. And to a certain extent, we have to care what people think. To some extent, we don't have to care what people think. But to some extent, we do. Do we let what people think impact the decisions that we make? Depends on what they say. It depends on if it's true. It depends on if we believe it or not. So the idea that people's opinions don't matter, that's some tough ego shit that may or not be the truth, but may or may not be the truth. But think about it. Think about the perception of you and what people will say about you. What would you like to be doing 2 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, when my life comes to a close? It's easy to think about next year, the year after. Fuck, man, how do you think about your future that far ahead, 10 years from now? The idea of thinking about me as a 45-year-old man sounds wild, but we had this conversation earlier about how difficult it is, how growing up young Black in America, you don't see your life past 20-something and some change. So now as an adult, now as a grown-ass adult, trying to think of myself as an even more grown-ass adult, although challenging, is possible, and I have to do it. 10 years, 20 years. What do I want to say about my life at the end of my life? Cool. Think about death. It's coming anyway. Just because you think about death does not mean death is coming right now. She coming. But the fear of thinking about the inevitable does not eliminate the inevitable. What is your life at the end of this? What would you want to say? The older I've gotten, the more I've become more comfortable with the fact that, hey, bro, we're going to die and that's going to be what it is and that's cool. So what they going to say? I remember doing a presentation on PI to some students, and that's how I opened it. Y'all know y'all going to die, right? Everybody in this room going to be dead. That's how I opened the presentation. What? Yeah, bro. It's real. So what we doing? What is happening out here? Crazy to think about saying that at 27, 26, but it's real. So think about it. As difficult as it might be, think about it. What specifically would I like to learn during my life, spiritually, physically, financially, technically, intellectually, about relationships? Deep ass questions, yo. I'll tell you the next one. How much money will I need to do the things I wish to do? By when will I need it? I want to travel the world by such and such. All right, well, that requires how much money and how are you going to do that? What are the steps in order to do that? I'm going to build traveling into my business so that I can travel. Got to do a few other things to ensure that, but that's a way for me to think about the money, but think about other ways to supplement the money. In my business, if I build a partnership with a travel company, that helps reduce the money I need to do the thing that I want to do. And if I can do that through my business, that makes sense. Right? So these are just some of the questions to ask yourself. But I think starting with that, a great place to start. I'll be going through typing all of them up. Like I'm back in school again. I got the Word doc ready. And the reason that I think this is important and I think it's interesting is because those questions, in a lot of ways, have diddly fuck all to do with work. Most of those questions were not about your professional life. They're about what do you want out of life, period. And that's the part that for me, I might have skipped that on the first go around, or I might have thought about those things vaguely. There was nothing super concrete about what I was going to do about any of that stuff. Oh, I want to be free. I want to be able to create and do whatever I want on my own. Yeah, but that's not that. That's not clear. That's fairy tale fucking fantasy shit. What is the real? What is the plan? What are you going to do? What are the steps? All that other shit is fucking for the birds, bruh. So the beautiful part is once you start to look at your life and what your life is intending to be, what you intend to make your life, now how you set up your business makes a hell of a lot more sense. We are not our business. Our business is a part of what we do. It's a part of who we are, but we are not it. That's been the greatest shift in reading this book is I am not my business. Terrence Taylor, the video producer, is not the business. It was, as Terrence Taylor, the video producer. The business cannot be that. I have to step outside of it, create a thing that although in this current moment, I am the thing that is operating at that for a very fixed amount of time in order to develop the thing that I am removed from at that level. Even now I can build this and feel like I'm just a part of this. Me speaking is a part of it, but I am not the business. I'm a piece. I'm a cog in the machine in this very particular instance. But before, if I was doing this is all I would see as what it was. No, me, this is it. What do you mean? This is a business. No, bro. This is a step in creating the blueprint for the business. Very temporary. And so when I can see that, I can see myself outside of my business. Now I can imagine my life where it's not revolving around this. Although for the current moment, it kind of is with this fucking recording schedule and this project. But the goal is not for my life to be centered around work. I'm reading that Intentional Father book saying, I need to come up with a whole plan to raise this little boy. That parents have to sacrifice their lives and their time to raise their kids. Oh, okay, I'm starting to see a little bit of what that means. Watching Lioness Special Ops, her really saying, yo, we sacrificed our kids for our professional lives. Yeah, this woman is on call, flying around the country, killing folks. Meanwhile, her daughter is at home, both of them, one of them, teenager, wilding out. No, can't do it. Raising this little boy is priority number one. Taking care of myself is priority number one. Like that's 1A and 1B. They have to go together. Versus I have to work so that I can take care of me and him. No. Nah, bruh, that ain't gonna fly. It's just not. It's not acceptable. It's not gonna happen. So as I go through this and I think about how all this professional life is predicated on having clarity around your personal life. Again, I cannot separate the personal from the professional. If you have gotten to day 43 and don't understand why those two things cannot be separate, I don't know what the fuck you doing, bro. But they can't be. They're intertwined. They're woven into each other. The people that have these big ass monstrous businesses and they're so busy and they don't have free time, they've just eradicated the personal component of their life. Maybe not all, but primarily. No, if you're working 70, 80, 90 hours a week building a company, that's like the sexy version of entrepreneurship that's marketed to us. That shit is ugly, bro. That shit's fucking ugly. It's gross. It's not sexy. It's not fun. Can be fun for moments, but it's exhausting. It's tiring. It's wears on the soul. And there's a better way to do it. And so this primary aim and really focusing on who you are, what you want to do, how you want to go about life, where it is you want to go, how you want to measure that, what it is you need, what you want to learn, who you want to be. That's us at the core of who we are. This book at the end of the day is about who we are as people and then how our business is impacted by that moving forward, period. You cannot think of your business without thinking of yourself, and you cannot have a successful business without prioritizing yourself and your needs, period. I mean, maybe you can if you grow it and you're scaling, there's other versions of growing a business and creating a business where you may not necessarily have to do, but the small business owner, us who we talking to, this experience, most of us are not going out to get trillions of dollars in seed funding to build the next tech app that's going to scale across the globe. Most of us have an expertise. We have a small business idea. We're currently in a small business. We've been running a small business. We got a small team. We're not really out here, most of us. And so, but Phil Knight built fucking Nike, and all he talked about was not having time for his personal life and how his relationship with his sons was sacrificed in many ways because of building Nike. So even the people who have the greatest companies in the world, first of all, they started off as small businesses. So yeah, you can't skip it. Fuck it, I take it all back. You can't skip it. You have to make it about who you are, what you want, and how your personal life is going to operate. Because if you do the thing right that you're supposed to do, and you build this big ass business, the bigger it gets, the more it's going to impact your personal life. And if at the very beginning you don't have a strong foundation of how you want your personal life to go and how your business is meant to impact that, your business won't swallow your fucking life. Bro, ask me. I spent 7 years doing it. I don't have friends in the traditional manner because I tied all my friends up with my professional life. And then I saw that, those were just business acquaintances. Those were not friendships. So you spend nearly a decade thinking you're building friendships and you're not. You think this was just a business thing. And my personal life came second if it got there. No, unacceptable. I could see how if I went about this a little bit differently, how I could have accumulated actual friends throughout this process. There's a few people that if I look back and I say, I could go back and repair that, make this not that, and it be a personal thing. Absolutely. But if I would have set out from the beginning with the intention, the way I am now, to say, I'm not none of you motherfuckers' friends. Here's my business. Here's how it's going to operate. Here's what I have to offer. And my personal life will look like this. I've done a very, very good job this time around of clearly identifying here's personal, here's professional, and get in where you fit in. Most of y'all fit over here on this professional side. And the lines for that are very clear. Message somebody today on LinkedIn who connected with me a couple weeks ago. Excuse me, great to be connected with you, but have we met before? Or are you a stranger? Ain't no problem asking. Do I know you or what is this? I need to understand who's who and what's what and where to put people so I have a better understanding of how to be more intentional with my forward motion. All this is an exercise in understanding which P is over here, which P is over here, and where are we going? And I feel great about it. Transferable skills, once again, whatever I can use in my personal life, however, how can I adapt that and use it in my professional life? What are the things I'm getting in my professional life? How can I use those and transfer them over here in my personal life? This is a book about business, but I'm sitting down with someone I'm aiming to build a life with and going, hey, what you want to do with your life? What's that look like? Cool, I could talk about building my business and all of what that looks like, but if I don't have a clear understanding of where you're trying to go in your actual life, and you don't have an understanding of where I'm trying to go in my actual life, this can't go nowhere. We can't go and start a joint bank account and then not come back and talk about the direction in which life is intending to go. Nothing business about none of these conversations. But it's a bank account, so it's money, so it's business. Shit is like this. So I feel really, really good about going through this experience. This is the third or fourth time I've probably read this chapter in the last few months. Continue to go back to it, continue to dig into it, to continue to learn from it, continue to highlight it. Keep growing, keep learning, keep figuring out who you are, what you want. Talk about it. Record yourself. Sit in front of your phone and answer them questions. Then look at yourself and tell yourself, do you believe that? I want this and that out of my life. And then review it back. Did you say that shit with confidence? Did you really mean it? Is that what you really want? Does that make sense? Do you like how you sound when you say that? Is it believable? Do you believe yourself when you say that? Or is it just some bullshit you coming up with? No, take the time. Look at yourself. Listen to yourself. How do you feel about the life that you want to have? Say that shit with confidence. Mean it. That's my exercise for you. Don't just listen to me talk about how I'm trying to figure out what my primary aim is and you not doing the same. You don't even need to get the book. I just told you the questions that's in the book. Just write them down and answer them yourself. Start there. No excuses. I guarantee you answer them questions, you're going to come out of that with a little bit more clarity as to what's going on and how to navigate it. I bet you, bro. There's no way. It just is. So that's that on that. That's the E-myth. That's the personal aim. That's getting clarity into who we are, what we want, what we're trying to do. Learning who we are. Take your answers and show them to somebody that you trust. Friend, family, partner. Do they believe that shit? Are you saying some things that you maybe don't believe? Are you missing some things that you probably say all the time but didn't even realize, oh, that is what you want. That is what I want. Yeah. Why do you always talk about wanting this thing? And how's that answer not on this? Oh, yeah, okay. Ask somebody you care about to do the same thing. Sit right across from two of you. Write the answers down at the same time. Put a little timer on, 1 hour, boom, and then answer the questions and then talk about it. Try something. Explore yourself. Take it to your therapist. Answer them questions and then take them to your therapist. See what they got to say. What you doing with your life? Is this what you really want? Well, why do you want that? Well, where did that come from? Go ahead, dig in, bruh. Dig the fuck in. It's only better for you. That's the primary aim. What's your primary aim? What you aiming at? What you want? Make it happen. That's that on that. I told you. I'm about to pack up and get ready for this retreat. Hopefully I don't fall asleep during the last few episodes of the Top Boy season finale. Series finale. Yikes. 6 episodes. I fell asleep partway through 4. So tonight I'll be finishing the rest. We'll be finishing the rest. Oh, yes. I'm hype. I'm hype. I'm down. I'm gang. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I got to go clean up and pack my bags and get my shit together. Then I'm going to get shroomed out and shroomed down. Peace, relaxation, water, ocean. It's raining. I got my bug spray because these mosquitoes ain't no joke. And I'm ready. I'm ready to go have some time for me. I'm ready to go find some clarity in who I am, what I need, where I'm going, what I want, what I'm doing. I was going to say do me a favor, but fuck that. Do yourself a favor. Do the same. Clear out the shit. Figure out what you're doing, what you want, where you're going. Primary aim. That's it. That's it. That's all. I'm Terrence Taylor. That was MiSuNDERStoOd too. That was day 43. Day 43. Wow, wow, wowza. I'm here for it. I got 38 minutes left on this. I'm gone. You have a wonderful day. I hope it was great. I hope this was great. I want a tune. No, wait. Hold on. I want me a little tune. I need a tune before we call it a day. What do I have? What do I have? What do I have? Oh, 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 oh. No, I'm not getting a tune. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye. Got a bunch of shit on my mind lately.
Got so much good in my heart. It's
like, why hate me?
go out my way for these niggas. They still
Bye, lady. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Deuce.
They go on the internet, sneak this and the sub to you. Entitlement and jealousy when they see my funds increasing. Mad cause they
My daddy makes art. And his name is Terrence Taylor. And I took those pictures.